I started an OnlyFans.
I heard you made $1 million in a day.
Yeah.
Just made 100K last month.
600.
1 million. 2.5.
6 million.
Like 8 million.
Everyone's heard of OnlyFans, but no one really knows what it is.
There's no app, no ads, and no fancy algorithm. Just a simple subscribe button offering a product that can easily be found for free, which makes OnlyFans a business that shouldn't work. And yet, they get 500,000 new people signing up for their platform every single day. That's more than Spotify ads in a week. All while its top models like Sophie Rain make more money than most star athletes, A-list actors, and Fortune 100 CEOs. So how did a website with a seemingly broken business model become one of the most successful companies on the planet? I wanted to find out, but when I asked over 50 OnlyFans creators for an interview, they all said no. So I kept digging until one finally showed me how the whole thing really works. And what I found out is not what you think. Because once you follow the money and learn all of the dirty secrets behind this billion-dollar empire, you won't look at the internet the same way ever again. It all starts in a tiny spare bedroom on a rainy edge of London. The year is 2016, and a broke 26-year-old computer programmer named Tim Stokely is 3 months behind on rent and fresh out of startup ideas. So he did what most of us would do at that age. He called Dad, and a £10,000 loan later, Tim buys a website name, wires up a payment page, and slaps a name on top: OnlyFans. No venture capital, no grand vision, not even plans for adult content. Yet. Just a digital tip jar for personal trainers, musicians, and cosplay hobbyists who wanted to get a closer connection with their fans. Tim dreams of maybe stealing a tiny slice from Instagram and Patreon's market share. But for the first year, OnlyFans struggles to barely make pocket change. Until Tim has a light bulb moment. You see, after failing at several businesses, including a few in the adult industry, Tim starts to connect the dots. He knows there's serious money in the adult entertainment world, he just needs to crack the code. So instead of chasing musicians and fitness instructors, Tim shifts his focus to adult content creators looking for additional ways to make money. And the moment he does, everything changes. OnlyFans hits 1 million users within months of the move towards explicit content. But after 2 years in, despite an initial jump in users, Tim's company is still just a modest website that hasn't hit the mainstream yet. Until fate delivers Tim 2 gifts in late 2018. First, a billion-dollar ghost from Florida who got rich by squeezing profits from adult cam websites. And now, he had his eyes on OnlyFans, offering to buy 75% of the company while giving them an adult industry expertise and a war chest of cash. And the timing could not have been more perfect, because the second gift from fate fell into Tim's lap shortly after, when a popular website named Tumblr banned explicit content, leaving thousands of creators with nowhere to go. So OnlyFans flung open the doors for them. And over the next year, the platform steadily grows to 15 million users while paying out about $100 million to its creators. And by 2023, they're processing $6.6 billion with just 42 employees, making them the most profitable company in the world per worker. But here's what truly made them different. OnlyFans deliberately broke every business rule on the planet for a social media platform. No discovery algorithm, no search, and barely any For You recommendations, because while every other platform fought for your attention, OnlyFans fights for your wallet. And with 300 million wallets, users to go after, the platform had grown to 3 million creators chasing a big payday. But the dream of easy money and instant success was all an illusion. OnlyFans had weaponized hope by creating a broken system where only the 0.01% win big while everyone else fights for scraps. So how do you keep 3 million creators playing a rigged game? Especially when you can't even advertise it anywhere. You don't. You find a better way to do it without lifting a finger yourself. And that's where the real story begins. TikTok is the carnival that never sleeps. Dance loops, recipe hacks, and silly pranks from millions of creators spread across the world. And hidden among them, the most profitable links on the internet. Open a random profile of an attractive person with a lot of followers, and there's a good chance you'll find their spicy link. No ad spend, no targeting software, just viral clips doing the heavy lifting. Like for example, this 15-second dance clip, or this one, or that one, all getting millions of views overnight. And when someone's hot enough, the comments tend to look something like this. But the answer's already in the bio. Just one tap later, and the fan is staring at a subscribe button that starts at $9.99. And almost like a magic trick, a free TikTok account and a paid subscription combine to create the perfect money pipeline. But TikTok isn't the only on-ramp. Open one of the hundreds of NSFW pages on Reddit, and you'll scroll through a mile of blurred thumbnails, each tagged with "chat with me" in the bio. Now let's flip over to X, and you'll find thousands of posts asking creators to share their spicy content, all while these same people put their most PG photos on Instagram and Snapchat that still tease just enough to get the imaginations of their potential customers running wild. 5 of the biggest social media sites in the world, all pointing to a single destination. But while Instagram wants you scrolling forever and TikTok feeds you infinite content, OnlyFans does the exact opposite, because they uncovered a secret that no one else realized. The longer someone browses, the less likely they are to pay. And OnlyFans needed their users focused, so they decided to remove all of those distractions, because seeing other options kills the one-on-one fantasy that they're selling. And OnlyFans knows that you are much more likely to spend $100 on a single creator than $1 on 100 creators. So this anti-social media approach isn't incompetence, it's genius design, guaranteeing that only motivated buyers reach their platform, as they make users pay at the door or don't let them in at all. But that's just half the story. This strategy also allows OnlyFans to outsource its entire marketing department to 3 million unpaid contractors. They call them creators, and OnlyFans issues them a single commandment: bring your own crowd. So creators do as they're told and become content machines, churning out endless teasers across every platform, desperately driving traffic to their link. Former OnlyFans agency recruiter Victoria Sinis breaks down the entire operation.
We would say to the girls, you need to have like 3 to 5 TikTok accounts. And on those TikTok accounts, every single day, you need to be posting 5 unique videos per account. And so that means 20 unique videos every single day just on TikTok of hyper-sexualized content.
So while OnlyFans creators bankroll all of the marketing, their company simply watches their users climb while spending less money on ads than Facebook does on office snacks. And this is a key reason why OnlyFans can offer an unheard of 80% revenue split to their models, because they've eliminated every other cost. So to new creators, it sounds like the perfect deal. But here's the cliff most of them don't see coming.
The average creator on OnlyFans makes $200 a month. And that's why people think it makes so much, because obviously like the biggest creators are the ones you see the most. So you know, but there's only 300 creators on the platform who are making over $1 million a year.
So for every Sophie Rain banking 6 figures before sunrise, literally half of all OnlyFans creators make just a couple $100s per month, making OnlyFans the perfect parasite. They take the audience building capabilities of TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit, but contribute nothing back to those ecosystems. Everyone else does the work, while OnlyFans simply processes the payment. But there's one big problem with being a parasite. You're only as strong as your host, and every host eventually develops a defense. One algorithm update, one policy change, one coordinated ban across platforms, any of these events could destroy OnlyFans overnight. And shockingly, it appears they don't have a backup plan, which means they're a billion-dollar company built on borrowed time. But for now, OnlyFans prints more money than many of the most well-known companies that you use every day, but not in the way that you would expect. You see, the creator subscriptions, those are just a base cover charge. The real profits come from something much more addictive. It's 11:47 p.m. and a subscriber named Marcus just paid $50 for a personal video from his favorite model named Claire. He's been a subscriber to Claire's OnlyFans page for 3 months at $9.99. But that's just the start. In the last hour alone, Marcus spent $90, making his total for the month $1,847. Not for the videos. Anyone can find similar spicy content for free online. But instead, Marcus is paying for something else entirely. Because it's the thinking of you text at midnight that he really craves. Someone who remembers his dog's name or asks him about his day. He's paying for the fantasy that somewhere out there, somebody actually cares. Marcus thinks he's building something special with Claire, but he has no idea she's been asleep for hours in Los Angeles while he's been sexting with Nathaniel in Manila pretending to be her. If OnlyFans subscriptions are the front gate of the casino, then pay-per-view messages are the high roller area in the back part of the building.
It's this thing called pay-per-view content, and so locked content. What it is, think of like an Instagram feed, and so you would see everything on the Instagram feed, but then the whole kind of main place where you spend your time is in the messages. And so every day you're sending a certain amount of pay-per-views to people. You're sending like free content, you're sending all, and so that's where it's all happening.
In fact, in OnlyFans' own transparency report, they admit pay-per-view messages now generate over 50% of their site's revenue. Subscriptions bring the crowd, but are capped at $50 per month, while pay-per-view microtransactions bleed the wallet and have no ceiling. Where members pick services off a fast food style menu that range from custom photos and daily text all the way to having your creator rate your eggplant. Yes, you heard that correctly. All of these impulse buys become OnlyFans' real moneymaker, where the average user spends 8 times more on one-time transactions than on base subscriptions. How do many top OnlyFans creators keep the dopamine and dollars flowing 24/7? Simple, they never sleep, or at least their account doesn't. Victoria Sinis breaks the illusion with a shocking secret.
And remember that this girl can't sit there and facilitate all these conversations 24/7. And we hire people we're from the Philippines. So it's people that you pay like $1 to $5 an hour. And a chatter is someone that it's a commission job. And they'll pretend to be 4 to 5 girls. And they're just sexting men for 6 to 7 days a week, 12 to 14-hour days, trying to make as much money off them as possible in this thing called the girlfriend experience. And that's what we would train them in.
Meet the ghost ship, where many of OnlyFans' top creators outsource their intimate messaging with chatters from countries like the Philippines, India, and spread across Eastern Europe to impersonate them around the clock. So while the fan thinks that they're chatting with their favorite model, in reality, they're flirting with a tired 50-year-old operator juggling 10 screens at once. The playbook is standardized. Each word is A/B tested to maximize purchases, where the cringier the message, the better. While voice notes convert up to 3 times better than standard text.
Oh my god, you're so funny. What do you want me to show you next?
And while all this is going on, chatters are trained to create false intimacy by using the fan's name repeatedly and taking notes on their personal details, all while pretending to make fans think they're missing out using fake deadlines and limited time offers that are meant to be just for them. All the while, what they're really hunting is for whales. And when they find one, they make sure these users get special treatment. And it's these extra perks that make some whales want to spend thousands of dollars per month on a single creator. But this can have disastrous results. One creator even told me about how chatters were promising lonely subscribers that they could actually marry the models that they were pretending to be in relationships with, all without the girl even knowing. However, for the average user, many of the biggest creators have a different trap waiting for them. Like when every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., the same exclusive message hits 500 inboxes at the same time. This message kicks off a carefully engineered ladder designed to keep users spending more and more. And for those of you doing the math, that's $11,500 in 30 minutes from just 500 fans. But what most subs don't know is that it's the same recycled content from a previous weekend, but maybe slightly repackaged if they're lucky. Messages that start out
Exclusive for my VIP.
becomes
Never shared this before.
which morphs into
Just for you, sweetie.
Content campaigns run 24/7 with a user getting mass text message reading
How did you sleep, baby?
in the mornings, while afternoons start to get spicy with workout video offers. But it's in the evenings where things really start to escalate. First, in the shower time selfies around dinner, and then ultimately with the "Hey you up" text at 11 p.m. or midnight. Each message carefully timed to match payday schedules, drinking hours, and moments of loneliness. And it's this well-oiled machine that's the secret sauce which turned OnlyFans into a billion-dollar business, even though adult content is free all over the internet. Because loneliness pays a lot more than lust.
It seems like the whole strength of OnlyFans is this connection point, building relationships. That girl that I follow on Instagram, I can have a friendship with her to some capacity. I can talk to her. She knows me. Dang, and I can ask her to do anything. And I think that that's what the draw to OnlyFans is. It's this curiosity piece. But then it's this whole, and I'm sure we'll get into it, but then this whole relationship aspect that's built.
A former OnlyFans model, Nala Ray, reveals the unsettling truth.
It's just a fantasy. So, and that girl you're talking to, you have a relationship with her online. You know, it's not like just a star you're watching on a screen and there it happens and it ends. It's like, oh, I'm building a relationship with this girl, but you're not. She could care less about you. I'm telling you that right.
Crazy.
She doesn't give a fat F about you.
Marcus finally passes out around 1 a.m., $90 poorer, but feeling satisfied. Clueless to the fact that Claire has 47 other favorites being managed by the same chat team. Not knowing that the custom video he just watched wasn't even from this evening, but pre-recorded 6 months ago. Night after night, the pattern repeats, so he'll be back tomorrow. They're counting on it. Millions of fake relationships, all run like a cold, calculated business. But in many cases, the creators aren't even the ones in control. And there's an entire shadow industry pulling the strings from the darkness, manipulating both creators and their fans, no matter the cost. $3 million creators with just 42 OnlyFans employees? That shouldn't work, right? Someone has to manage all this chaos. Well, that's where another group of shady businesses swoop in like vultures circling fresh meat. Enter the agencies, a shadowy network that secretly controls about 70% of the top creators on OnlyFans. Their advantage? The promise of massive growth. You see, one creator can manage around 100 fans, but an agency can manage 10,000 of them, using shared chat teams, bulk photo shoots, and social media experts to optimize dozens of accounts all at once.
We actually had hired an expert that would study algorithms and trends. And so this person every single day was sending us very specific innuendo provocative videos with
Or
trending hashtags.
that's at least what they tell naive creators when this dirty business starts recruiting them early. As many agencies can be found scouting Instagram and TikTok, oftentimes focusing on teenage girls from Eastern Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia, where desperate people become easy targets to be taken advantage of.
So then there was that, then there was how many followers do they have. So depending on the bracket of following would also be if you would message them. If it was too little of a following, it was too much work to build them up. And then if they were like over 3 million, the likelihood was less that they would even respond to the message.
And once they find a target they like, they slide into DMs with promises of six-figure earnings, sisterhood, and financial freedom, telling these girls that they could be the next big star. But once signed, creators typically discover the sad reality of this operation, realizing they aren't special, just another name in a sea of faces under the agency's control. And this becomes clear when they're transported to shared photo shoots with 30 other girls, creating the same exact content in a mansion over and over again. The efficiency is ruthless. One photographer using the same props and angles, getting months of content ready to go in a single weekend. And this is just the beginning. Once you sign, your selfies can pay someone else, sometimes forever. The middleman handles the marketing, chat replies, and quietly, the next escalation. Nala Ray breaks down a typical agency deal.
Money. Yes, most of the time these agencies take about 40 to 60%. Like, I know girls who signed over their OnlyFans to these agencies, so they make 60%. The girl makes 40%.
So when a creator works with an agency, who actually gets paid what? Well, let's look at an example. When a creator makes $1,000 on OnlyFans, the platform takes 20% off the top. That's $200 instantly gone, which puts $800 in the creator's dashboard. The agency gets their share, a 50% lifetime cut of revenue, which slices another $400 from the total. That leaves the model with $400, under half of what her fans thought she earned. And that's if they're lucky. Tatiana K reveals situations can get much worse.
Some of these creators are actually getting paid a flat rate and they don't even know how much they're making. Like some of these agencies like tell them like, hey, look, I'll pay you $5K a month, but do all of this work. They don't even realize that their account's making like $100K a month.
But the next part of this nightmare is even worse, as Victoria reveals the intense pressure coming from these agencies.
You're doing this questionnaire and it's got this thing called levels. And so level 1 is, and it's your content that you're comfortable with. So you'll fill in all these intimate personal details about yourself and you get to the levels. Level 1 is bikini and lingerie, Instagram content we call it.
Okay.
Level 2 is implied nude. Level 3 is full nudity and excuse the language. Level 4 is everything but, and level 5 is everything.
Suddenly, the most extreme content became a minimal requirement. And this is happening everywhere, multiplied by hundreds of agencies worldwide. This isn't just management, it's factory farming for sex. And just like factory farms, they often slaughter their livestock. One creator gave me examples about how some models ended up signing contracts that they couldn't escape from, with agencies keeping the rights to sell their content forever, even after the model decided to leave the business, with the same digital ghosts haunting them for the rest of their lives. Victoria confirms this in a confession that cuts deep.
I think about this one story of one of the girls at the agency. And so I sat down with her and I was like, nah, come on, babe. Like, what are you good at? And she looked at me with the most serious look on her face and she goes, I'm not good at anything. This is the only thing that I can do. Like, she didn't want to do it anymore. She didn't want to talk about it because you could see that she literally felt so stuck.
These OnlyFans agencies don't manage creators. They build them, cash in, and simply replace them when they break. So what happens when creators finally realize they're trapped? They push boundaries they swore they would never cross. Things started out tame at first. A new OnlyFans creator named Eve starts off by selling a bikini photo set for $10. As Eve's revenue begins to tick up, a dopamine hit lands, small but sharp.
Easy. This isn't that different from what I post on Instagram.
But then, in week 2, sales begin to drop off, and that's when the whispers start.
Maybe I should try lingerie.
She thinks as viewers beg her for one topless photo.
Just this once. Then I'll stop.
That all changes when her revenue doubles in a single night. Screenshots of her creator dashboard make her adrenaline roar again. She's hooked now, and what feels like freedom is actually the start of a dangerous treadmill. Night 1. She's crossed her first line as Eve's phone notifications start buzzing every 3 seconds. The praise floods in as her earnings triple for the week, as her brain lights up like a slot machine, feeling like she's hit the jackpot. And a week after going topless, she's making $1,000 a day, feeling on top of the world, at least for now. But when she goes back to posting bikini shots again, her payments fall off a cliff back down to $50. As Eve reaches week number 4, she realizes she can't go back to pasting tame photos if she wants to keep making big money. While she gets texts constantly that say,
"You better show more or I'm unsubscribing."
So she goes back to what was working, this time taking things even a step further, desperate to get the feeling from that first night. But no matter how far Eve goes, the high never lasts. And the math of this slippery slope is brutal. Bikini photos earning her $200 a month, topless $2,000 a month, full explicit videos $10,000 plus a month. Then back down to $1,000 as the novelty of her being naked wears off for her subscribers. Cash now comes in sporadic spikes, followed by stretches of silence. Nala Ray reveals the all too common reality.
Every month was like, how can I top last month? That was my brain. Like, I fed off of that thought. But then I noticed that showing more skin got me more money. People started making more requests. And I was like, I'm like, you would pay that for that? I was like,
so people send you a message saying, if you do this, I'll pay this.
Yep.
The average OnlyFans creator lasts just 6 months. The platform churns through bodies like a meat grinder, always recruiting new girls to replace the broken ones. So why does OnlyFans let its creators burn out so fast? Because fresh faces are much more profitable. And here's the darkest part. The younger they look, the richer they get. You see, OnlyFans knows exactly which creators generate the most money and where both tomorrow's biggest earners and biggest spenders are waiting right now. A 17-year-old girl in rural Ohio saves her 47th TikTok video in a folder labeled 18th birthday content. And she's not alone either. Thousands of other similar folders were created this year alone. Each one a countdown timer for a naive plan to get rich. Because OnlyFans processes around $200 to $300 in transactions every single second. But the most profitable revenue doesn't come from today's content. Instead, it comes from tomorrow's creators and their customers being trained on social media to pay for them right now.
There's a house in LA, and there's a girl named Sophie Rain who's a Christian OnlyFans girl. And she's got a bunch of girls that literally look like they're 12 years old, and they make childlike content on TikTok to be able to promote their OnlyFans.
You see, Sophie Rain earns $43 million for a reason. Every childish dance, every shopping spree, it's all calculated. Because her real product isn't her spicy photos. It's selling teenage boys on the fantasy of dating her and teaching teenage girls the secrets of how to become her.
I hear mothers that tell me, little girls are now like, I want to be a part of the, I love it. Everywhere I go, every single girl will put their hand up when I say, do you watch Bop House content?
And once these agencies saw Sophie's multi-million-dollar success, they turned it into a playbook.
So we can see that this is like a soft grooming tactic used again by a bigger industry at play to be able to desensitize little girls, make them think that their biggest dreams is to go and work at the Bop House, go be an OnlyFans girl.
Because nearly every one of them has reached the same exact conclusion. The darker the desire, the higher the price tag. So they started recruiting the youngest looking creators who appear to be underage, because that's what generates the highest returns, biggest followings, and most money. And it's why some creators will do anything to appear younger than they actually are.
Do you believe that the Bop House girls are trying to look younger to target older men?
I'm so glad you brought this up. Yes, I do. Some of the girls be making little voices, little faces.
Like baby talk?
Yes, and I think it's weird. And don't want to name names, but I get you need braces sometimes, but 3 years?
Girl, you're talking about Aisha.
Okay, I don't want to name names, but...
And don't you have braces? So aren't you doing the same thing?
Whose side are you on?
OnlyFans knows this too, and built their defenses, policies around it. While every other platform cracks down on underage explicit content, OnlyFans looks the other way or sweeps it under the rug. In December 2024, UK regulators fined OnlyFans $1 million for age verification failures. The fine was just a fraction of their daily revenue, because for OnlyFans, it's a calculated cost of doing business, and fines are just another expense to put on their books, which means they have no plans to change a system that's printing so much money for them. Because the numbers don't lie. OnlyFans' growth mirrors the rise of recruitment content on social media. So the more Sophie Rain and other creators like her flex their cash, the more that leads teenagers to sign up for OnlyFans looking to get rich and famous like them. Which is why we have more teenage girls than ever planning their adult content calendars before their 18th birthday, while many teenage boys are paying for virtual fantasies instead of real-life dates. Because the next generation is already hooked, and the recruitment engine never stops moving. But here's the most disturbing part. Everyone involved thinks they're winning, but they're all just getting played. The lonely subscribers believe that they're building real relationships, not knowing they're texting middle-aged men in the Philippines. The chat operators think they have job security, not knowing they'll be replaced by AI within months. The models think they're empowered entrepreneurs, not realizing they're often keeping less than half their earnings as they push boundaries that they never thought they'd cross. The agencies call themselves business moguls, unaware that they're just middle managers in someone else's empire. Even the social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram think that they're benefiting from the views coming from these creators, not realizing they're feeding a dangerous parasite that contributes nothing back. Each player manipulates the one below them, convinced that they're the smartest ones in the game. But zoom out far enough and you see the uncomfortable truth. Every subscription, every broken boundary, every recruited teenager, and every subscriber chasing fantasy relationships, it all funnels up through a complex web of lies until it reaches one man at the top. Leonid Radovinsky, the billion-dollar ghost who quietly collected a $472 million paycheck from OnlyFans last year alone. The ultimate winner in this game of 4D chess where everyone thinks they're kings and queens, but instead are just simply pawns ready to be bait in his trap, all working together to make OnlyFans the most profitable company in the world. A perfect money-making machine giving us permission to reveal the darkest parts of ourselves. And if you thought this video on OnlyFans was crazy, then you need to check out this video here on how a simple editing app stole 500 million faces from its users and why that matters to you even if you've never used it.